Hey, Mr. Parker, to do a long update. I waited way too long, so let's hop into this. We got Bone Tomahawk. Love this movie. Kurt Russell, Richard Jenkins, Matthew Fox, Patrick Wilson. Great movie. Great Western. Then it turns into an awesome cannibal film at the last 30 minutes. I really loved it. Great dialogue. Really amazing movie. Probably one of my favorites of the year. The Car, which I've never actually got the chance to see, which is horrible. It's supposed to be a classic. Really excited to watch that. We just got some rare video movies. Perfume of the Lady in Black. This is a pretty good giallo, if I remember correctly. Been a while since I've seen it. I don't like that glare. I'm trying to avoid it. There you go. Hitchhike, which is a Franco Nero, David Hess, kind of a crime movie. Really good stuff here. Hess has a great, he has a good dialogue or monologue about getting this football from his father. Hanging for Django, not seen that. Werewolf Woman, also not seen that one. And Murder Obsession, which I saw a while back. Not necessarily super memorable giallo, but not a horrible one either. Obviously, I thought enough of it to buy it on Blu-ray. But Deathgasm, another one I absolutely loved, one of my favorite movies of the year. Really great stuff here. A lot of fun. I watched it actually a couple times. A lot of them I didn't get to watch a couple times. Scout's Guide, Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. This movie's super typical. But to be brutally honest, it's super typical. Should have been made like right after Zombieland, and it would have been a hit. But it's good typical. It's like Zombieland and just super bad mixed or something like that. A lot of fun. Raunchy as hell. David Koechner's in it. It's fun stuff. It's a stupid silly movie, but it's actually a lot of fun. We have Nightmares, which I've seen a long time ago. At least a big chunk of this. It's been a long time since I've watched it. Anthology, Scream Factory did that one. The Garbage Pail Kids. I grew up watching the Garbage Pail Kids, and I know it's terrible, but it just hits a soft spot for me. It's so bizarre. Back when kids' movies were just so weird. I mean, the State Home for the Ugly, where they just kill really weird people in a kids' movie. Come on, I don't know what the hell they were thinking when they made that movie. And just watching it, I'm just astonished at how weird it is. We have Thundercrack by Synapse. Have not got a chance to watch this. Heard it's really crazy. Looking forward to checking that one out. Cooties, which again is a pretty solid comedy horror film with Elijah Wood and Rainn Wilson. The one thing I would say, I think that they were way too in love with the characters. I think that probably should have killed a couple of them. But Roar, which I have not got to watch. This trailer looked just so bizarre, so out there, I had to see it. Twice Told Tales. I can't remember if I saw this or Tales. There's another one with Vincent Price, Poe one that's like 3 stories, and I think I can't remember what that one's called either. I seen one of them and it was pretty cool. But Nightmares in a Damaged Brain. This is the 88 films? 88. Yeah, I think it's 88 films. Yeah, 88 films release. It's a bit longer from the Code Red release, but there's an argument what print people like better. I just got this one because for a while there was a scare that went out of print, but now it's back on print in their website. Regardless, I always liked that movie. Really kind of a weird movie. Like some people will say it's like part daytime drama, part sleazy kind of Halloween ripoff, and that's pretty accurate. I like that stuff when he's walking through the city and it's really raunchy and dirty and stuff like that. Dig that. Christmas Horror Story. This is kind of weird anthology, and I loved one of the stories with the Changeling or what the fairy or whatever it was, but the one story about the kids in the haunted house I thought was terrible, and the other stories were okay. So it's kind of a mixed bag for sure, but I like the idea. House of Forbidden Secrets by Todd Sheets. This is a new Todd Sheets movie, so I picked it up. Have not got a chance to watch it. Looking forward to checking that one out. Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. Back when the first one came out, I was kind of harsh on it, I think, and as time progressed, I kind of grew a fondness for it, just thinking back on it, and I thought the second one was much more fun, and it wasn't very expensive. It was like $6, and it came with digital codes, too, but the second one I like on the bus. He's ripping heads off, taking body parts. I think that's fun. Hell and Back. It's the Best Buy exclusive, and not had a chance to watch this, but this looks fun. Looks like stop motion. The Green Inferno by Eli Roth. I had high hopes for this, and as people started talking about it more and more and more, I had less high hopes for it. But regardless, I'm a big fan of the Italian cannibal genre. So when I saw it, I was just I didn't understand what the movie was going for. I thought it pulled a lot of punches. I also thought it was just the characters were so uninteresting and miserably lame that I could not watch more than 20 minutes of the movie without getting a headache. I think it's terrible, but I don't want to be a dick. I just don't like it. It's not for me. I'm a big fan of the Italian cannibal films because even though they were exploitative and kind of gross and weird, they definitely were a lot more genuine, seemingly, than the Green Inferno. Okay, I get it that these kids are all like supposed to be like bleeding hearts, but then again, you know, they talk like frat boys from 2005. So it's like, what are these characters? They're the worst of both worlds. Somehow you're just taking these two different stereotypes and mixing them, and they don't even make sense, and none of the characters are even halfway interesting to watch. It's not like people will be like, well, you couldn't relate to them, so you couldn't watch it. People say that. I personally feel that if they're not interesting, like, there's characters that I have nothing in common with and I love. They're just completely uninteresting, annoying, and disingenuinely lame. So I could not even... I finished it. I watched the whole movie. Some of the gore I thought was okay. Some was kind of shitty. You know, some of the CGI was iffy. But, you know, it just... It's like humorous characters in a serious situation, and it just tonally comes out a mess. We have Knock Knock, also by Eli Roth, and I actually like this one. I thought the first half was tremendous. I thought the build-up and the suspense was amazing, showing you with the camera a lot more than just telling you. It showed a lot. The second half kind of loses a lot of its steam, especially because Keanu, I think he's pretty good in the first half, but the second half, it kind of seems bizarre. Like, a lot of the lines that he gets are like, you whores, you bitches, and Keanu saying that, it just felt so, I don't know if it's supposed to come off really awkward, but he seemed to be awkward saying it. He still does a pretty good job, I think, and the movie itself, I think, is worth watching, and I think it's a lot better than Green Inferno, and I think it's an interesting movie. Blood Rage, Thanksgiving slasher movie. I reviewed this one. This movie's crazy. This has 3 cuts on it. It's a really great release here. But Blood Rage, it's just so weird. A lot of quotable, bizarre lines in it. I think a lot of people will dig this one, aka Nightmare in Shadow Woods. The gore is phenomenal. The gore's the best part of the movie, and that's just a lot of fun. The gore outshines, the special effects and the gore outshine almost everything in the film. The script and the plot is just so bizarre, but... Not necessarily great. The acting, they do their best. Some of the lines are just so weird and hammy that it's like, I don't know what you can get out of that. But yeah, that's Blood Rage. Worth checking out, especially if you're a slasher completist or something. The People Who Own the Dark by Code Red. I've only heard good things about this one, and it looks bizarre as hell. Post-apocalyptic sex orgy? I don't know. Cutthroat Nines, you know. This I had been wanting to see forever. I had the DVD, but when I upgraded the Blu-ray, I bought the Blu-ray without seeing the DVD. The Vampires Night Orgy. This is just the 3-pack, the Spanish ones from Code Red. This is the one I actually didn't have much interest in, but, you know, for the price, it came with it. Cool. Dawn of the Dead, one of the all-time best. I never bought one of my all-time favorite movies on Blu-ray because I was hoping for that, you know, theatrical, extended, and Euro cut Blu-ray set like the Anchor Bay did back in the day with the DVDs, which I love so much, but we didn't get it, and then it went out of print, so I got the Umbrella version, and I used to watch extended more, but, you know, I popped in the theatrical cut, and this is the more preferred version, and it's actually a really well done version. I mean, obviously, and you know, as I get older, I'll probably prefer the theatrical because, you know, I don't know, time in movies just seems more valuable at points. I don't. Does that seem weird? I just like shorter. I don't like as much air usually, but I love the extended cut so much in Dawn of the Dead. Like, some movies I can watch all day. I love slow movies, but sometimes you want to see them fast-paced at the same time. Tenderness of the Wolves. I've only seen the DVD of this from Anchor Bay. It's an old DVD. This is a crazy movie about a serial killer. It really, directed by Eli Roth, and he's known for a lot of movies later in his career that were Lionsgate direct-to-DVD kind of turd-fest, which weren't very good from my understanding. The ones I think I did see, I did not like at all. He also did The Boogeyman, which is an 80s slasher movie, ended up on the Video Nasties list. But this movie's actually really well done. Good stuff. I haven't got a chance to watch the Blu-ray, but it's definitely a character study based on a guy who is a child murderer. Just a creepy, weird movie. Good stuff, though. We have Final Girls, which I had heard good things for the most part about, and they lived up to the hype. It's a tearjerker. It's PG-13, but it's fun. It's goofy. It's gets you all the feels, I guess they say. But good stuff here. Clever, fun, good stuff. From Dusk Till Dawn, didn't have the Blu-ray. Upgraded, one of the all-time greats. Unlimited amounts of fun. Script written by Quentin Tarantino. Great cast. Harvey Keitel, George Clooney, Fred Williamson, Tom Savini. You know, Juliette Lewis. Just love the movie. It's a great movie. Awesome stuff. Directed by Robert Rodriguez. Good Night, Mommy. I haven't had a chance to watch a Blu-ray, but I did see I saw it on a streaming thing I had, and you know what? I had the twist spoiled for me. But as I watched the first 5 minutes of the movie, I was like, that's not the twist. There's going to be another twist, right? Because that movie didn't look like it had a twist at all. Like, I thought it was just straightforward to me. But it's a well-made film. I just don't see there being a twist. That's just me. The Dead Next Door. 3-disc version here. J.R. Bookwalter, great movie. Finally on Blu-ray. Finally awesome with the original dub of the cast and stuff. Love that movie, lots of fun. We have the Resurrected, which is the nice set from, this is a Dan O'Bannon flick, and I had never seen this one. It's the H.P. Lovecraft adaptation. It has Chris Sarandon, who I love, in here. Not too big a fan of the lead in this movie. His character, at least, is kind of boring. But this movie, I heard really high hopes for it. It's a great set. It's a great release, but I had a lot of stuff in here. It's a DVD Blu-ray set with deleted scenes and stuff. I'm going to be honest, I thought it was just good. I didn't think it was something that would knock my socks off. It's a solid movie, and it's kind of like a Lost movie, so it's got that, like, you know, cult, like, people hunting after it type deal. I guess not cult, but it's got the evasive quality to it. But they're supposed to be like, it's one of those movies that got butchered, kind of like Nightbreed, so, you know, it's all what it could have possibly been. And I bet people really love it, kind of like how I love Nightbreed. But Resurrected's definitely worth watching. It's definitely good. It just kind of disappointed me, to be honest. Suburban Gothic. This is by the guy who did Excision, and this is a Canadian import, Anchor Bay. Anyways, Suburban Gothic is top-notch, hilarious, lots of fun. I really enjoyed that movie. It's definitely more lighthearted than Excision. We have Black Christmas, which I haven't seen in a really long time. Imported the Blu-ray. This is the Bob Clark movie, 1974. It's been a long time since I watched it. That's why I wanted to rewatch it on Blu-ray. What else do we got? The remake of Town That Dreaded Sundown. You know what? I think this movie's pretty cool. Super meta. I think the ending is a turd bomb, but that doesn't ruin the whole movie. I think it's a unique movie. Unfriended. I avoided this one because I thought it looked like crap. I watched it. Wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty good, pretty cool. I mean, it kept me interested the whole time. It had me kind of, it definitely kind of like a tense movie where you're like, even though it's just high school kids and their drama escalating and on the internet and people dying and stuff like that, I didn't think I could be that into high school drama, but I was. Unfriended. We got Corruption, which I have not watched. This is Jamie Gillis in it. It's by Roger Watkins, who did, you know, Last House on Dead End Street. And rumor is there's an Easter egg on here of Last House on Dead End Street, so it's kind of the reason I got it. But Last House on Dead End Street's a really crazy movie, and I'm gonna watch that, of course. What Have We Done to Solange by Arrow? This is one of the kind of a mean-spirited giallo, kind of sleazy, but one of the best too. Ennio Morricone does the score. It's beautiful score. Watch the review if you want to check it out. Some Kind of Hate. Lots of people hated this movie. Lots of people love this movie. I actually was watching this and I was like, oh, it's this kind of typical plot, sending all these high school kids out, and there's this, you know, the bad kids in an isolated area and something goes wrong, people keep dying. But the movie has this teenage angst to it, but it kind of works for the killer, with the killer. The killer needs that teenage angst to feast off of. And I thought it was cool that they created a unique killer, and I kind of enjoyed it for that reason. And I thought that the bloodshed was fairly abundant in the movie. Like I said, they created a really cool killer, and I got to give it credit for that, so I kind of liked it. We got Catch My Soul. I don't know too much about this. I just like this label. I'm pretty much going to buy everything they do. It's one of the small like offshoots from Vinegar Syndrome. It looked interesting too, the trailer. The Friends of Eddie Coyle. I caught part of this on TV some years back. It's Robert Mitchum in it, kind of like a low down on his luck kind of small bit criminal, and it just looks so good, and I had to have it and see the whole thing. But we got Reflecting Skin Steelbook. This is a top-notch movie that a lot of people don't talk about, but it's got Viggo Mortensen in it, and it's just a really, really haunting, creepy, weird, batshit movie that I think a lot of people should check out. You know, I enjoyed the director's other movie, Heartless, too, which I never heard many people talk about, but it's pretty good. What We Do in the Shadows, amazing, hilarious New Zealand comedy, great stuff. Deathgasm's New Zealand, too. I love both of the movies. This one had me in tears at points. Hilarious stuff. Dressed to Kill, Brian De Palma movie. Never saw it. I know. Don't kill me. I'm making up on it. I got the Blu-ray from Criterion. Blue Thin Line. Was interested in this one. Heard good things. It's like a documentary type deal. What else do we got? All right, we got some non-horror movies or non-cult movies in here, but this is cult. But Reservoir Dogs Blu-ray, one of my all-time favorites. Didn't have the Blu-ray. I don't know what I was thinking. Hudson Hawk and what is this? Hollywood Homicide. I got it for Hudson Hawk. Huge Hudson Hawk fan. I think it's great. I grew up watching it. Lots of good comedy and action and stat type stuff. Danny Aiello and Bruce Willis and James Colbert. My pension. I love the movie. It's one of my favorites. I grew up with it. I know. Say what you want. Hey, Mayflower set us up. But it's just endlessly quotable. Way ahead of its time. Stupid fun. And clever at the same time. We got, what is this? Grand Duel and Kumoa? What is that? Kioma. Kioma. But this is just a cheapy double feature just like that one on Blu-ray. And 2 spaghetti westerns, why not? One's got Franco Nero in it, one's got Lee Van Cleef in it. The Sorcerer, this is a William Friedkin movie. I recently just watched Cruisin' for the first time. And, you know, he did The Exorcist, of course, and The Guardian, and Jade, and French Connection. But I heard this is a really, really great movie. And it's got hit on Blu-ray, so why not? My Private Idaho. Never seen this one either. I'm catching up on some of the old classics, I guess. Not super old, but, you know, this one, heard great things. Gus Van Sant movie. Tombstone. Probably my favorite movie. I was waiting for the director's cut to be released on Blu-ray. It was not, so I just grabbed this. It's my all-time favorite non-horror movie. I'm a big Kurt Russell fan, as you guys have not known. I think this movie has one of the best cast ever, and I could quote this movie all night, all day. It's the best for me. I just love it. Can't get enough of it. The Counselor. Heard this movie was a turd. Heard the director's cut was great. So I went and grabbed the director's cut. This is a Ridley Scott movie. I'm interested in watching it. It was very cheap at Walmart. Copland. Also a really good performance here by Sly. It's also got a great cast. Look at that cast on there. You know, Harvey Keitel, I'm a big fan of. Sylvester Stallone, Robert De Niro, and what is it? Ray Liotta. What else do we got? Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, and Race with the Devil. 2 movies that are kind of like exploitation-style movies I've never seen. Interested in checking those out. Death Hunt, really cool movie about Charles Bronson on the run from Lee Marvin and these Canadian Mounties, and it's over the wilderness. Really cool movie. Really great cast again. Carl Weathers is in here. I don't even know how old Carl Weathers is in this movie. It doesn't seem like the guy ages. But yeah, good stuff. Great stuff. You also see William Sanderson in it too. There's some, and Len Lesser. It's just bizarre. Ed Lorder. I love the movie. I thought it was pretty cool stuff. Emperor of the North. I did get a little bright on there, trying to avoid all that glare. Sorry guys, it's just a white case. But Lee Marvin, Ernest Borgnine, Keith Carradine. Really cool movie about hobos jumping trains, and keep hitting this damn light down here. But Ernest Borgnine's this really mean conductor. My dad always loved that movie, and Death Hunt, and so I picked up Emperor of the North. I saw it years ago, but I wanted to see it on Blu-ray. Really cool movie, I remember. Ernest Borgnine makes a great villain, hence Willard. I just like Ernest Borgnine. And Lee Marvin, of course. And then we have 10 to Midnight. Never seen this either. Can't go wrong with Charlie Bronson, that's all I'm going to say. Naked killer running around. The French Connection. I don't think I've ever seen this. So I'm just trying to make things right by seeing a lot of classics. So, Gene Hackman, of course, you know. Chinatown. Again, never seen it. I should probably be killed for a lot of these, never seen it. But, you know, focused on a lot of different movies at a time. Now it's time for the DVDs. Lost After Dark. I didn't hear too many good things about this. Heard iffy things, and that was a cheap DVD, so I went with the DVD, like $2. Toolbox Murders 2, same deal. Rather go with the DVD for cheap. Back Country. Is it Back Country? Yeah. Heard good things about this, but the DVD was too cheap to pass up. Fire City. I love monsters, so let's give it a spin, is what I was thinking. Pod. I checked this out on Netflix, and lots of people hated this. I thought it was good. I thought it was a nice trapped environment, creepy, kind of scary, intense drama, and Larry Fessenden's in it, so give it a spin. Into the Grizzly Maze. Good cast. Killer Grizzly Bear. That's the second Killer Grizzly Bear movie in there. Plus, The Revenant came out this year. Grizzly Bears get some action. What is this? Old 37. Don't know much about it. Kane Hodder, Bill Moseley's in it. Why not? What do we got? The Great Silence. You know, I recently had seen The Hateful Eight in theaters, and I like spaghetti westerns. I heard this one inspired it, and Cutthroat 9, which is a Spanish one. So, plus I wanted to see Cutthroat 9 forever, and this was on my list. I was waiting for a Blu-ray, but I just went ahead and got the DVD. Legend of Wasco. I reviewed this movie. This is for the guys at Forbidden Films. Thought it was a pretty cool movie. Check out the review if you're interested. The Perfect Crime. This is pretty cheap by Alex de la Iglesia, the guy who did The Last Circus and Day of the Beast. I like that guy. Hopefully I like that movie. Zero Population Growth with my boy Oliver Reed in it. What is this? This was also cheap. Wombling Free. Scorpion. It was dirt cheap. I also got a book. I should have brought it up. It's, what is it? Hellraisers. It's like a book about 4 British actors, about their exploits and stuff, and it's like in a graphic novel type deal. It was also really cheap. Oliver Reed's one of them. Richard Burton, Richard Harris, and who's the other one? Peter O'Toole? Is it Peter O'Toole? I can't remember. Regardless, the book looks top notch. I started looking through it. It was really fun. I got Boss with Fred Williamson. What else do we got? Flesh for the Inferno by Richard Griffin. I really dug this movie. Like Richard Griffin stuff. And finally, we have 3 VHS. Sorry about the Hellraiser, but I'll show it next time, okay? But Tales of the Quad Dead Zone for Massacre Video. This is the Black Friday sale. Black Devil Doll. And The Sinful Dwarf. This movie, So weird, so bizarre, so goofy. But that is the update. That was a lot of stuff. I'm Mr. Parka. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.